Hello, my name is Susan Krause, and I am an instructional coach for early childhood offering district-wide support. And presenting with me today is,
Hi, I'm Diane Robertson, and I'm the supervisor for school readiness.
thank you, Diane. And Diane and I today will be taking you through some recommendations and guidelines for Virtual Learning Academy for early childhood in particular. First of all, you should know that if you are part of the Virtual Learning Academy, that you will have synchronous online learning through Google Meet sessions and asynchronous learning Mondays through Fridays, just like you did with NTI 2.0. This information came from the Early Childhood Peek at the Week Nuts and Bolts section. So keep in mind that you will maintain your Google Classroom, and you may need to update depending on what type of work you're doing and changing as far as your Virtual Learning Academy is concerned. Some notes out to the side. If you are doing Virtual Learning Academy and you're working from a school building, just arrive on time as though you are a daily worker with students and stay on your schedule every day. If you are working from home with the special accommodations, do keep some type of consistent school day schedule, just like you did in NTI 2.0. We've never done Virtual Learning Academy before, so you may have to make some modifications. And those may continue from now throughout the end of the school year, based on your virtual schedule and what your students and families' needs are. But whatever you do, just like you did with NTI 2.0, maintain fidelity to the curriculum, to the timelines, and to student learning. So let's take a look at this week. This week, we are back in our school buildings, and if you are doing Virtual Academy, you may be involved in PDs and PLC work today and tomorrow. Between those, please maintain some type of live session and/or asynchronous work according to your schedule. This week, Wednesday and Thursday will be dedicated to live sessions and asynchronous work. This Friday is a non-student day, which could be reserved for home visits, spring conferences, which are due soon, for planning and preparation for teaching Virtual Academy, and then also collaborating because you may be gathering new student information from students that are going to remain virtual that are new to your Google Classroom. So this could include students information that have IP data that you should be collaborating and collecting. Also, this week, elementary begins, and this came straight from the Peek at the Week. And so we are asked to be team players, having all hands on deck as far as assisting elementary with first day / first week responsibilities. So part of the day, you may be asked to jump up and lend a helping hand. You are expected to do this and be a team player unless you are asked to do something that conflicts with your synchronous live sessions, with any of your early childhood NTI classes, or if it interferes with any other obligations and responsibilities that you might have in preparing for early childhood reopening. So we ask you to use your professional discretion as to when you can be called upon to work and lend a helping hand. Now let's take a look at next week. Our students begin on Monday, March 22nd. So for you as virtual teachers, Monday and Tuesday will be your live sessions and asynchronous work. Wednesdays are going to look a little different, although you will still be asked to provide live sessions and asynchronous work to your students. There may be possible telecommuting as buildings may close for deep cleaning and other things. Also, we have chosen some Wednesdays for non-student days where you may be involved in professional developments or PLCs. Then Thursday and Friday, you resume with live sessions and asynchronous work. So keeping in mind that Virtual Learning Academy for our students occurs Monday through Friday, other than designated non-student days, which early childhood has moved from Fridays to Wednesdays. So again, you can dedicate these Wednesdays to any PD that's offered in your building or that's expected in your building, any meetings that you might have, and also to second home visits, conferences, or transitions to kindergarten, which will be coming up in the spring. If you look over to the right, I listed the non-student days. So again, it's this Friday, March the 19th. And then for the rest of the school year, we'll have 3 Wednesdays that are non-student days: April 14th, April 28th, and May the 5th. Other than that, Virtual Academy will continue with live sessions and asynchronous learning provided to students in some capacity each day. Now let's talk a little bit about the virtual school day. There are lots of choices, as you will not be on the entire school day live with your students. Then you will provide some asynchronous choices in between those so that your children still have a day of learning, just as though they were in school. So out to the side, I've given you some notes that in between your live sessions and asynchronous learning, maintain office hours where you are available to your students and parents. Continue, just like you did in NTI, to conduct live sessions for large groups and small groups and to provide one-on-one instruction. And again, of course, utilizing JCPS approved curriculum. Use your Google Classroom that you've been using for NTI 2.0 as your major platform for communication with students and families. Maintain a daily schedule. Make sure that parents, when they go to your Google Classroom, that they know what's coming up, what materials might be needed, when to expect to see you in live sessions. And then don't forget to record your live sessions and post those in case families do not have the opportunity to attend your live session. You can post videos and other asynchronous work, which we're going to talk about, on your Google Classroom. And just keep in mind that we have a lot of choices between choice boards, Waterford, slide decks, virtual field trips, and you could do science experiments, and of course, recorded lessons like you've done in the past. Don't forget that the expectation for the Waterford use is 30 minutes of Waterford, 15 minutes in math and science, and 15 minutes in literacy and reading. Your choice boards are available, and they include one activity per day over a period of 2 weeks in all of the domains between cognitive, language, gross motor, fine motor, self-help and adaptive, and social emotional. Here also, some coaches have created some asynchronous slide decks, which are very easy to use. And if you look over to the right, we popped in a little something called Waterford Playlist. Diane, would you like to speak to what that looks like?
Absolutely. This is actually called Classroom Advantage, and it's designed to be used in the classroom with your children. And it's based on the big day themes. It provides enrichment or supplement with books and songs. And again, it's organized just like the manuals are by the themes. Very, very helpful when we go back in person, too.
Excellent. Okay, so we're going to continue with more examples of asynchronous learning. You could do pre-recorded lessons of your socio-emotional routines, such as second steps or conscious discipline. We've seen a lot of that during NTI 2.0, and that social emotional is so important to maintain. You can include music and movement video links. We're going to talk a little bit more about virtual field trips, and then makerspace demonstrations where students could explore their own interest using tools and materials. If you're interested in learning more about makerspace, you are welcome to contact your instructional coach or one of us. And then any other learning opportunities that you might have already been used to putting into your Google Classroom. Now to the right, we have some links. So I can go to choice boards and go straight to the CD&E Google Classroom, where I can download or make a copy and put the choice board right on my Google Classroom. We also have links to a virtual learning blank lesson plan. This is a template. You can make a copy of this, and it is just a suggestion. You may already be into a routine of how you write your lesson plans, but this was just something that was offered that you could use if you would like to kind of rethink how Virtual Learning Academy is going to look for you. We also have a link to an asynchronous picture schedule. Again, the links take you right to where you need to be. Diane, I'm going to let you talk about the movable picture schedule. I'm going to click on it.
Absolutely. And the idea for this is to be used by parents when we're on those asynchronous days. And it's the same graphics that are on the other schedule that we showed, but these can be moved and rearranged for what meets that schedule for the parent. It's important to know that you need to make a copy of this and to save it in your own drive.
And I just moved gross motor down just to show people what that might look like if you're going to move around and make your own schedule. Then we have the link to the Asynchronous Learning Day slide deck. And I won't go through all of this, but this will be something that you can explore. And I think this is very user-friendly for families. Diane, was there anything else you wanted to say on this slide?
No, I think you covered it well, and I love the way that the links take you exactly where you need to go.
Okay, and then we did include some additional curriculum links, virtual field trip options, links to Second Step and Big Day, and links to Conscious Discipline. So if you take this actual PowerPoint, then you have links to almost anything you would need for your virtual learning day. Remember, these are suggestions and these are ideas, and how you professionally put your virtual learning day together is largely up to you as a teacher. So you can always refer to the Early Childhood Peak at the Week, the Reopening Nuts and Bolts version. It has all the guidance that you would need and links to all of the JCPS district reopening resources. For additional guidance, you could contact your building administrator, and you would especially do that for items pertaining to your specific building that you're working in. Always contact your instructional coach for any maintaining and updating of your Google Classroom, of your virtual schedule. If you need advice on live sessions and asynchronous learning, your instructional coach is there to help you. And then also, if you are receiving students new to virtual learning that have not been your NTI 2.0 students, you may need to contact your ECE resource teacher for IEP information and support. Don't forget that just because you're learning virtually, that it won't be fun. Have fun with your kids and continue all of the great work that you've done on NTI 2.0, and let's just kick it up a notch. And then I just ended it with a quote that says, "The fact that you worry about being a good teacher means that you already are one." Thank you again, and feel free to reach out to the Early Childhood office, and we'll offer any assistance that we possibly can.
Thank you.